Here's one of my favorite exercises to help increase lumbar mobility, and this is great for anybody who has lordosis, has trouble connecting with their lower core, if they're pregnant, or if there's somebody that also needs to work on back extension. This is one way to kind of isolate the low back with some spring tension. And it's a good, also a great way to teach flexion and extension in the lumbar spine. Oftentimes, most people are pretty immobile in this area, or they're biased towards extension here. And so a really simple way to kind of help increase the mobility here is by putting on a heavier spring, maybe a red to start, and using that spring tension to kind of pull you into a pelvic tilt. Now I'm preloading the spring, so it already has some tension on it. And what I'm doing is I'm extending the low back, and then I'm controlling the carriage back in. That's where my lower core has to resist. And then as I extend and stick my tailbone out, I'm working that multifida, that low back, and then I'm also working that lower core as I control it back in. Now, obviously with heavier tension, you're gonna need maybe a sticky mat, but you'll find over time, people kind of learn to connect a little bit better with their lumbar spine using some sort of tension to push against and to control. So just a simple tip of the day, my little flexion extension of the low back using just a simple red spring. You can also isolate each QL if you have somebody who has really tight low back. This can also help pull them into flexion and isolate one side. So here I'm flexing to the right, but I am actually getting a good stretch out of my left QL. Same thing over here. My right QL is getting a good stretch. I'm feeling a little bit more on my left lower parts of my oblique. And I'm also getting more movement through my low back or my lumbar spine. So here's my little tip for you guys. Give it a try, let me know what you think. Like, save, share, follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.